How y'all doing? We got something special for y'all today. I was thinking, what am I going to do on Wednesday for y'all? We're going to talk about some NFL, but I was thinking how I wanted to do it. Guys, we're going to be doing an NFL recap of Week 3, but that's going to be till the very end. But guys, we're going to be doing my predictions for Week 4. We're also going to be doing my Week 3 power rankings at the start. And then we're going to go over all of the NFL games action that happened on all that I covered all weekend. So that's going to be at the very end, guys. But right now, you know what we got today, guys. Let's talk sports. How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Look, guys, I'm very excited for NFL Week 4. Now, look, the week's not looking that good in my opinion. I mean, there's some games that, god damn, I don't want to watch these games. But it's my job. I have to watch these NFL games. I at least have to check out a couple of quarters of these, at least. So I really am going to, enjoy Week 4. I love some NFL. Let's get into my predictions. I want to get these done and over with because I do have some thoughts about how I'm feeling about this season. So far, last Week 3 was the special, team spotlight. This is definitely going to be some games that are going to be insane. But let's start off with Thursday Night Football. Guys, we got the Seahawks against the Cardinals. Record so far for the Seahawks is 2-1. They've only lost one game, Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. And then we got the Cardinals. Cardinals, in my opinion, have not looked that good this year. I feel like they've been just kind of barely winning their games, barely getting out there. It's just, Cardinals have not been that fun to watch. I was really hoping the Cardinals could have been like a very fun, underrated team to watch in the NFL like they were like last year. Not this year. Cardinals are slow, boring. Goddamn, Sam Darnold is going to whip up these Cardinals. He's going to fucking, blend them up, throw them up, do some suplexes on them. He's going to be chunking that goddamn ball. Then you got that Seahawk defense, which is really aggressive, really, going crazy. I think the Seahawks are going to win this game. And honestly, overall, I think the Seahawks are going to win by like 30. And the Cardinals, they might get a couple of touchdowns. They might get like 20 points. But it's not going to be enough. So that's how I'm feeling about Thursday Night Football. But then, Sunday morning. Fucking Sunday morning football. Guys, I love Sunday morning football. I mean, come on. I love to get up in the morning on Sunday and immediately start watching some goddamn football. One of my favorite things ever. We got a crazy game. I mean, not that crazy to be real with you, but we still got some 2-1 teams. We got the Minnesota Vikings, which are 2-1, and then the Steelers, which are 2-1. Aaron Rodgers against Carson Wentz or J.J. McCarthy. I don't fucking know. Look, I don't know what the quarterback situation is looking like. I really don't know who's going to be starting in this game, to be real with you. Carson Wentz, I guess he looked decent. J.J. McCarthy looks awful. So this might not be a fun Sunday morning football game. But maybe Aaron Rodgers can make this interesting, can make this a competitive game. But again, the Steelers' defense is terrible. Aaron Rodgers is an old-ass man out there trying to, bring back the old glory days of his arm. And, if that offensive line can't keep Aaron Rodgers alive, we're going to have some problems. And I think the Minnesota defense last game was really good. So I think they're going to run over Aaron Rodgers in this game. I don't know. This game's definitely weird. And it's a Sunday morning football game. And I'm going to trust that the Minnesota Vikings can get up in the morning and kick some goddamn ass. I think they're going to beat the Steelers by at least 20. Washington Commanders, Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons look fucking horrible. They just got blowed out last week by the Panthers. My morale would be at an all-time low, and I really think their morale is at a really all-time low. I mean, when you get 0 fucking points, when you can't even score one touchdown, I mean, what the hell are we even doing here? Atlanta Falcons are going to need to either go to church, they're either going to need to go to some satanic worship like the Chiefs do, and try to get some devil magic powers to get good again. I don't know what the Atlanta Falcons got to do, but yeah, this team is not looking that good. But the Commanders are also not looking that good either. Commanders are one of those teams where I'm just like, ugh. Like, I think it was weird, you know. Commanders, in my opinion, last year looked so dominant. You know, like, Jaden Daniels was going crazy, but Jaden Daniels is already in his, like, sophomore slump. Like, we did the rookie thing. The rookie shit was cool. Nobody could figure Jaden Daniels out. Now it feels like everybody's got this man figured out now, and it really shows the results what Jaden Daniels is not being able to do. Plus, he got injured, so I don't know. I really think the Washington Commanders, honestly, even though the Atlanta Falcons got blown up by the Panthers, I just don't see any way. You know what? I'll give the Commanders some grace. I think the Commanders' defense might be able to take down the Atlanta Falcons. This is not going to be a fun game to watch. I don't think so. I think the Washington Commanders are going to barely win by like 23. I mean, at the most. Now, the Saints against the Buffalo Bills. Guys, we know who's going to fucking win this game. All right, Josh Allen's going to come in there, and he's going to whip up those Saints. He's going to fuck some shit up. He's going to beat their ass. He's going to grab them by the throat and fucking choke slam them through the goddamn earth. That's what Josh Allen's going to do to Spencer Rattler and the damn Saints. I think the Saints are one of the worst teams in the NFL. Buffalo Bills are going to destroy this team by like 30. I think Josh Allen can kill them by 40. I want to see it. I want to see it. Josh Allen, if you can't get 40 on the Saints, I'm going to be disappointed. Cleveland Browns against my team, my favorite team, the best team in the NFL, the Lions. Guys, everybody want to talk about this Cleveland Browns defense, saying that it's so much better than last year. Myles Garrett, this younger defense, etc., etc., etc. They want to keep saying these things, but I want to tell y'all something here. You will never in my life convince me that these Cleveland Browns can take down the Lions. All right? Browns did take down the Packers, but also, look, the Packers are a one-trick pony. You know, they look good in the beginning. They have a couple of crazy games, like they make me cry in the first week of the NFL with the Lions, and then they get their ass beat by the Cleveland Browns, you know, which is pretty funny. That's not going to happen to the Lions. The Lions are going to whip up these Cleveland Browns. They're going to put them in a blender. Jared Goff's going to throw for like 300 yards on these guys. I mean, the running game's going to be fucking crazy. This young offensive line against this young defense, we're going to see this offensive line really put up the test. I really think Joe Flacco can't do a goddamn thing on this team. Old-ass quarterback. Even if you get these young quarterbacks, this defense, my Lions defense is better than the fucking Cleveland Browns defense. So, suck on that. Fuck the Cleveland Browns. I fucking don't care. Lions are going to beat them by like 40. Tennessee Titans against the Houston Texans. Texans, you have to win this game. I mean, if you can't beat the Tennessee Titans, you don't deserve to be in a position to even be in the NFL. If you can't take down the Tennessee Titans, the fuck are we doing? You know? Houston Texans, in my opinion, really need to win this game. CJ Stroud needs to start fucking locking in. I don't know what's getting on to CJ Stroud. Look, I get it, the offensive line is breaking down, but CJ Stroud is not even looking good this year. So you have a bad offensive line, you got CJ Stroud not playing his best, and this is the results you get. I think the Houston Texans can win. They better win. I hope they can at least win by 20. And if they can't, I'm losing all of my faith in the Texans for the rest of the year. I'm never picking them to win a game again. Carolina Panthers against the New England Patriots. The Carolina Panthers just got done whipping up the Atlanta Falcons. Drake May has not looked that good. I'm just going to be real. I thought Drake May was going to look a lot better this year, but in my opinion, Drake May has not looked good at all so far. So I think the Carolina Panthers, I think Bryce Hall can destroy this shitty-ass Patriots defense. I'm going to say the Panthers are going to win by 30. I could be totally wrong, and honestly, I'm okay if I am. Chargers against the Giants. Oh, lordy. Guys, I think the Chargers are going to be a playoff team. They're going to go to the Super Bowl. This team can win. At least this team can win the division. I think this team can win the division at least. Maybe not a Super Bowl, because I think the Lions can get to the Super Bowl more than them, in my opinion. But they should be able to whip up these New York Giants. The Chiefs play a close game with the Giants. I think the Chargers are going to whip the fuck out of these Giants. And they got Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart, guys. I'm not trusting Jackson Dart with my life. He might be a little better than Russell Wilson, but that's it. Now, a game that's going to be interesting, and the 12 p.m. slot is going to be the Eagles against the Buccaneers. I'm really curious about this game. I want Baker Mayfield to take down Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. Fuck these Eagles. Take them down. I want to see Jesus football win. I think the Buccaneers are going to win by... This is going to be a close game. And it's going to come down to some Baker Mayfield fourth quarter magic like usual. But I think the Buccaneers can sneak it out and at least win by like 25. Colts against the LA Rams. This is going to be Daniel Jones' first real NFL test. Can he take down the fucking Rams? And if he can take down the Rams, my Colts, I will fully apologize. I will say I'm sorry for ever doubting Daniel Jones ever again. But I got to see it on this game. I think the Colts are going to win. I think Daniel Jones and that offensive system is actually going to whip up this slow-ass team. The Rams take so long to get into the game. If the Colts can take them down quick, I think the Colts can win by 30. Jacksonville against the 49ers. 49ers are going to get this win. I get it. Jacksonville looks a little better this year, but the Jags are the Jags. I don't like the Jags. I'll never put my faith in Jags. So I think this injured 49ers team could sneak out this win. It's going to be a close game, but I think they can win by 20. And then we got a really big game. I mean, all big games around, for real. Baltimore Ravens against the Kansas City Chiefs. Fuck the Chiefs. I hate the Chiefs. I'm loving to see the downfall of the Chiefs. And I think this is going to be another Chiefs loss. The Ravens are pissed off that they got their ass kicked by the Lions. They're going to destroy the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm going to love to see it. They're going to win by like 30. Kansas City can't even get 30 points anymore. All right, the Bears against the Raiders, guys. The Bears should win this game. If the Bears can't beat Geno Smith and the Raiders, then he should just hang up the gloves, to be real with you. They should at least win by like 28. Then, for Sunday Night Football, we got the Green Bay Packers against the Dallas Cowboys. Micah Parsons going against his own former team. Jordan Love going up against Dak Prescott. The Cowboys need a win, and I think the Cowboys and Dak Prescott are hungry for a win. I hate the Packers because they beat the Lions. They made me cry in week 1, so I'm gonna keep picking against these fucking Packers. Fuck these goddamn Packers. I'm gonna believe in Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott looks juiced up every game. He looks hyped up. I believe in him. This is how it gets in the NFL. I got to put my faith in the Dallas Cowboys. But here we are. I think the Dallas Cowboys can win. This is going to be a close game. But I think they can win at least by a field goal. So I'm going to say 23. And then we got a doubleheader for Monday Night Football. We got the New York Jets against the Miami Dolphins at 6. Jets should easily get this win. If you can't beat the Miami Dolphins, then you should retire. And then for Monday Night Football at 7 o'clock, we got the Bengals against Denver Broncos. The Bengals have looked absolutely horrific. They've looked horrible this year. Jesus, guys, the Bengals have looked so ass. They're not even going to be in the playoffs. I can easily bet on that. Bo Nix and the Broncos, Sean Payton are going to take down these Bengals and at least win by 20. Guys, that's my NFL Week 4 predictions of what I think that's what's going to be happening in the NFL. Let me know what you think about what's going to be happening. And, you're hoping that, the Dallas Cowboys can take down the Green Bay Packers. Hopefully they can. Please, pray to God. Now, before I get out of here, guys, and let the rest of the episode, let all my NFL Week 3 action go on, let's go over my power rankings for this season, how I'm feeling so far about Week 3. Number 10, I'm putting the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks are going to be one of those teams that are feisty. Sam Darnold's looking good. That offensive line is looking good. That defense is looking good. I'm liking the Seahawks. I think they can be a playoff team. Number 9, the Colts. Daniel Jones, I think they can also be a playoff team. I've seen enough. The Colts are blowing out these teams. If the Colts can keep winning, guys, the Colts are going to be in the playoffs if they can keep winning. Number 8, the Eagles. I had to drink some water because, I'll be real, the Eagles have been boring as hell to watch lately. I've been falling asleep. They're like the Chiefs last year. I fell asleep a lot watching the Chiefs games. Same thing with the Eagles. They kind of just spam the tush-push. They kind of play conservative, and then, if they're losing, they might throw the ball a little bit. They're saving their talent for the later season. I get it, but it doesn't make it fun football. But I think they are still going to be a playoff team. Chiefs, number 7. I'm going to put the Chiefs in number 7. They're going down the list for me. If the Chiefs get beat on Week 4, guys, I'm putting them in the 10th spot if they get beat. I'm just going to be real. I think the Chiefs' downfall is a very real thing, and I love it. 6, I'm putting the Buccaneers at 6. I love Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield looks so good. That offensive line looks so good. That 2-minute offense that Baker Mayfield can just do at crunch time. It's just beautiful to watch. Number 5. Wait. Number 5, we are going to put a team that I think that can be here. I think number 5, the Rams are going to be at number 5. Matthew Stafford looks good, but I will be real with you. This team takes a while to get going. And so if Matthew Stafford can open up, if that offense can start opening up later in the season, I think they can be a playoff team. Number 4, I'm going to be putting the Ravens. The Ravens have been losing these high-scoring games. It breaks these people's hearts, breaks the team's spirit. I'm loving it. Ravens, win against the Chiefs, and I will keep you. I'll put you in the top place if you can beat the Chiefs. You'll be up there with my team. Number 3, which is the greatest team of all time, my favorite team of the world, the greatest NFL team in recent history is the Lions. The Lions look back. Dan Campbell is back to, calling the shots. This defensive coordinator looks so good. John Morton is killing it with the play calling. I mean, everything is looking good for the Lions. They're kicking ass now, and when they rematch the Packers, guys, the Lions are going to be ready to take them out. Number 2, the Chargers. I think the Chargers, honestly, in my opinion, are going to be one of those teams that are going to the playoffs no matter what. And I think they can even win their division. I think the Chargers got this. I trust in Justin Herbert. I trust in that wide receiver core. I trust in that offensive line. I love how Justin Herbert don't give a damn. If he wants to win these football games, he's really good in crunch time like Baker Mayfield. This is the quarterback that you want on your goddamn team. And the number 1 that's going to remain in the number 1 spot until somebody takes them down is the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen, that whole team is just perfect, so good. Hopefully they keep winning games. And guys, that is going to do it for my power rankings so far. But don't go anywhere yet, guys. The action is not over. I'm about to be going over all the NFL Week 3 recap of all the games that I covered in the weekend. So make sure you stick around, stay tuned. We got that coming up right next. Yeah, guys, here we go. Here's your NFL Week 3 recap. I will see you later. Have a good one. Bye. Miami Dolphins versus the Buffalo Bills. Thursday Night Football. Let's talk sports. Guys, NFL Week 3 has officially started, and, I'm so excited right now. I just got done watching the Thursday night action. Starting off with Week 3, guys, it has just been a beautiful sight to see. And I will be real with y'all, Miami Dolphins surprisingly played a pretty good game. They said this was going to be a rivalry kind of match, rivals going against each other. And, I just kind of look at it, guys, like, damn, Miami Dolphins actually played pretty good today. I mean, they kept pace. They kept pace with the Buffalo Bills because, it felt like the Buffalo Bills defense today was kind of lacking. They really gave a lot of points to Miami today, in my opinion. And I just wish that Buffalo defense was a lot better. I feel like they didn't play at their full max today. The offense, James Cook on the offensive side of the ball, Josh Allen. Guys, Josh Allen is one of the best NFL quarterbacks that I've seen. And the way this man just, casually just throws this ball makes it look so easy, but it's not easy, guys. I mean, these throws are fucking insane. I mean, he's making these deep-ass throws. He's making these throws that look easy on paper as you look at them, but as you look at rookie quarterbacks or other quarterbacks that try to copy what Josh Allen does or like what Patrick Mahomes does, you really see the difference because, these guys can make these easy-ass passes with ease and also can make these crazy-ass deep shots that just go absolutely insane. So I really do like how the Buffalo Bills offense played today. It was absolutely fantastic. I mean, nothing bad on that front end, in my opinion. And also in my honest opinion, guys, the Miami Dolphins offense played really good today. I thought Tua was going to suck. I thought Tyreek Hill was not going to really be, catching the balls. But, I really saw the nice short pass game work for Tua. And Tua wasn't afraid to really throw that deep ball. Maybe I was talking a little too bad on, Tua. Because they looked really good today. They had a really good starting drive once they got the ball. Really came down, marching down the field for those 7 points. I mean, that drive was just absolutely fantastic in my opinion. And I really do think, the Miami Dolphins actually played, one of their best games of this season so far. Even though they lost today, even though they're going 0-3, I think, honestly, there was a few mistakes, but Miami actually looked really good. And I was really surprised how they really kept pace, how they really, would take the lead or they would get close to the lead at some times. And you're like, oh, okay. Miami's keeping pace, which is pretty surprising. I really think this organization is going to fall apart. And honestly, this is a turning point for this organization if they can keep playing like this. If you keep playing strong like this, guys, you're going to have moments where, you're going to have moments where you really think, okay, if the Miami went against a worse team than the Buffalo Bills, they might actually be able to pull off a win. So, even though Miami didn't look, top tier, I mean, they didn't look insane. I mean, short pass game was kind of all they had. And they were throwing some deep balls, but a lot of them deep balls, really was not really making it, in my opinion. And also, there was some Tua mistakes, Tua looking confused on the coverage, etc. The common things with, having Tua as your quarterback. And I do think the run game, on the Miami side wasn't too bad either. That offensive line was surprisingly not that bad. I think they have maybe a better offensive line than they had in Week 1 and Week 2. Week 3, they're looking a little more strong, in my opinion. Now, is this team going to be winning or going to the playoffs? I don't think so at all. And I think at the end of the season, Mike McDonald might not have his job. Let's just be real. But this shows strong that, it's not the players that's, making Miami such a terrible team. It's the culture. It's the organization. It's all these things that really come together to make these NFL football teams. And when you start losing some of that, you start losing some of that spaz that you had from, when you first came into that Miami Dolphins, well then, even if you're playing, the players are playing their best, it's just not going to feel the same. And so I do think if Miami does keep playing like this, they might be able to keep fans. They might be able to keep people coming to the games, because these are high competitive, fun games. But I think when we look at the end of the year, guys, Miami Dolphins are going to be looking a little rough. So that's my really overall opinion of this game. I don't think, these teams played that good on paper, but this was a nice rival, kind of close competitive battle, and it didn't feel like the Dolphins were 0-2 in this one. The final score, guys, was 21-31, and I was really surprised how Miami Dolphins kind of kept pace. Buffalo was able to finish off with a field goal, but that defense on the Miami side really stepped up against Josh Allen. Got a Josh Allen sack and everything. I mean, hey, say what you want about the Miami Dolphins, but they didn't look that bad. So let's go over this game, guys. Starting off with the first quarter, 13 plays, 52 yards, guys. We start off with a 5-yard pass, a 1-yard run, a 5-yard pass, a 15-yard pass, a 3-yard run, get some penalties coming in. But then we get an 11-yard run, 8-yard run, 4-yard pass, and then up the middle for 2 yards for a touchdown. So the run game was looking really good. That offensive line was looking really strong, in my opinion. And then we get a Buffalo Bills touchdown to respond with it, which was really nice. 10 plays, 65 yards. We start off with a penalty, and then we move into a 5-yard pass, a 16-yard pass, 11-yard run. James Cook was phenomenal in this beginning drive. 3-yard run, a 9-yard pass, a 1-yard run. And then Josh Allen throws a short left pass to Kincaid for a touchdown. Bro stumbles into there, but is able to still hit the goddamn end zone. I mean, that was just beautiful to see, in my opinion. Second quarter, then we get a touchdown from the Buffalo Bills. They finally get something going. We get an 11-yard run, a 12-yard pass, a 5-yard run, a 3-yard run, a 5-yard run, a 9-yard pass, a 4-yard pass. We get a timeout, and then Anderson, and then Josh Allen throws for a short left for 5 yards for a goddamn touchdown. I mean, beautiful to see. And at this point, guys, we're on the second quarter. This game is tied up 14-14. And then the turning point happens. Miami scores for a touchdown of their own. 21 plays, 71 yards. We start off with a 2-yard pass, a 7-yard run, a 4-yard run, a 4-yard run, 19-yard pass, explosive from Tua, in my opinion. 13-yard pass, a 5-yard run. We get some timeouts going in, but then we get an 8-yard run, and then we get a 7-yard run, a 7-yard pass, and then Tua throws a short right pass and gets a touchdown. Tua, in my opinion, was looking really excellent at this moment in this game. Then Bills respond with a touchdown of their own. Now it's 14-21, and then this fourth quarter finish, guys. Miami gets a touchdown in. It's tied up 21-21. This is the turning point. And then Bills kind of, turn it back and get a touchdown, and then they end the game off with a field goal. Guys, when we rate these teams today, I think the Buffalo Bills offense, in my opinion, is going to get an 8 out of 10. I really liked how Josh Allen played. He looked really good. James Cook looked phenomenal. The tight ends looked so good. The run game looked unstoppable. The offensive line looked so good. The way they showed the Dolphins that, yeah, we're going to fucking run the ball. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep running it in. And they showed that goal line set. And they said, hey, try to fucking stop us. Our blocking is just that good. And you really saw it today. Defensive side of the ball, though. I was kind of disappointed in the defensive side of the Bills today. The defensive side is just going to get like a 4 out of 10. I don't think it played their best. It looked like the defense kind of gave up in the middle of this game, which I think the opposite of Miami. I think Miami's defense looked pretty good today, and I think their offense also looked good today. Miami's offense is going to get a 7. I think they kept pace. They played pretty competitive. Tua actually was throwing the goddamn ball. Look at Tua go. Hey, get some passes in, even though it was the short yard pass game. The short yard pass game could work. And I like how the run game was really going for the Miami Dolphins. It wasn't as strong as the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion, but I think it worked. And the defensive side of the Miami Dolphins will get a 7 out of 10, too. I like how they kept pace. They kept this game really close. They kept this a really close, competitive rival battle. I think this defense played like they really wanted to win the game. And I honestly wish this team would have won the game, just for that defense. I think that defense really wanted that win. And I think that's going to either, inspire the defense to keep getting better and better, or it's going to cause the defense to, give up, in the next game. So we'll see. Guys, let me know how y'all feeling about Thursday Night Football. Week 3 of the NFL is fucking here. I mean, fantastic, guys. I will be back on Sunday to cover all of the Sunday night action of all the football stuff that happens. I'll be keeping up with all of it, guys. Don't worry. And also, guys, we will be going back to some music reviews on Friday night and Saturday night, so we're bringing back the old show a little bit. We got some stuff that I'm working on, and I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. If you're on Pandora, my Pandora people, we're covering the NFL all year, all 2025 through 2026. And guys, if you're on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. I will see y'all later. Have a good one. Yeah, guys. Bye. Chiefs finally get their goddamn first win. Let's talk sport. How y'all doing? It's a Sunday night. Technically Monday for me, guys. I've been busy with some, life stuff. So, my football action today wasn't that exciting for me personally. I just kind of got to read up on some stuff, check out the final game. Got to see the Chiefs finally win a goddamn football game. Yeah, that's kind of how my night's about to go. I will be back on Monday night to talk about the Lions and the Ravens game, which I'm very excited to watch. I mean, guys, my favorite team. Oh, look, they're going against the Ravens. I'm nervous as hell the Ravens, could win. But I really believe in my Lions, and I cannot wait for the Lions to beat the fuck out of the Ravens. But anyways, guys, that's for tomorrow. Let's get into the Sunday action, guys. Let's talk about this Kansas City versus Giants. 22. There we go, Chiefs. Finally, getting a little 22 win. This is, reminding me of the 2024 Chiefs. And Giants were only 9, so that defense was definitely playing really good, in this game. But I won't lie to y'all, this was definitely a weird competitive game because the Giants did have an opportunity to win this game to really pull out. But for some reason, guys, I don't know what's going on, but it feels like a lot of these NFL football teams, since the new kickoff rule, I'm seeing a lot more conservative play calling with these field goals. And, it's just like, look, I get it, just doing a field goal if you're already winning the game and you're just adding on a couple of more points to make the game even longer, your lead stronger. But I'm not really agreeing when you're down by a touchdown, and the Lions were doing this in like week 1, when you're down by a touchdown and you put up a really long drive and then you just run away with a field goal. It's just not entertaining. It's boring as fuck. It's showing you're a pussy. You want to cheat your way for a couple of 3 points. Well, guess what? You're going up against the Chiefs. And the Chiefs are all about taking their time. Check out that Philly and Eagles game. Both teams love taking their time. That's why these drives are long as hell. It's why even if there's a punt, 5 or 4 minutes has been chopped off the clock. So when you're down by a deficit and you choose the easy route, you get results like this when you go up against a good team. Yes, bad teams. Maybe you can win by some field goals and call it a goddamn day. But when you're going against Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes is finally throwing the ball, we saw Travis Kelce today, blow up on Andy Reid, which, I mean, I don't know what it was about. But, it's definitely a thing with, Andy Reid's play calling, always using the run game. And now we're finally seeing some explosive Patrick Mahomes passes, and we need to see more of that. The run game is so ass in Kansas City. It's just laughable at this point. Every time they do a run play, it's only like 2 or 3 yards, it feels like. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? And also, quarter 1, the Chiefs only get a field goal. Quarter 2, we get 6 points. Quarter 3, we get 7 points. And quarter 4, we get 6 points. So, and the Giants are even worse. 0 in the first quarter, 0 in the third quarter, and then 3 and 6 on quarter 2 and quarter 4. What the fuck are we doing, guys? I mean, Lord goddamn mighty. Now look, the Chiefs' offense was not that good today. I think Patrick Mahomes could play a whole lot better. Travis Kelce can lock in a lot more. I like how Andy Reid, snapped his players back in reality after halftime and really got the game going. But I don't understand this slow start Chiefs. Why are we having a slow start with the Giants, with Russell Wilson, who can't even fucking throw the ball sometimes? This man's just mooning the ball. mooning, moon balls, boom, 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 boom. Maybe a few will hit, but most of the time, nah. And then you fucking look at these Chiefs, which is just so disappointing that Patrick Mahomes struggles so much against any fucking football team. At this point, guys, it does got me worried. There's teams that are way better than the Chiefs now. I would say the Colts, 3-0. Chargers, 3-0. San Francisco, 3-0, and they're fucking injured as hell. How are they 3-0? They're getting out of these, sticky, switchy, situations. So it just doesn't make any sense. Chiefs, offensively, is going to get a 6. Defense is going to get an 8 because the defense kept the Chiefs in the game. If the defense would have let up at all in this game, the Giants could have took over. Thank God the Giants are a bunch of goddamn pussies. Giants defense, what are you doing? 4 out of 10. Get back in the goddamn lab. And then offensively, for the Giants, you didn't even score a touchdown. The fuck are we doing? Just take some risk. When you're at the goal line, guys, and you're down by a touchdown, and you have an opportunity to actually, get back into this game, how about you take the opportunity to get back in this game and at least try to win? Because you're going to lose. Either way, you do the field goal, you're losing. All right? You had an opportunity to score. You should have went for it. Probably would have made them shook. I don't know, guys. I'm glad to see the Kansas City Chiefs finally win. But let's go over some other upsets that happened on the Sunday, which I'm very surprised about. Atlanta Falcons getting absolutely smacked by the Carolina Panthers. Atlanta Falcons should be embarrassed that they couldn't even get a touchdown. I don't know what the fuck happened. Jesus. Green Bay Packers, 10-13. This was a Cleveland Browns classic upset, and I love to see that keep happening in the later years. Joe Flacco, man. Houston Texans, this is a surprise one too. They lose to the Jags. The Jags are officially better than the Texans, 10-17. Bengals get clapped by the fucking Falcons. So, not the Falcons, guys. See, I'm a little sleepy right now. It's the Vikings. This was the backup duo. And the backup duo, hey, Carson Wentz, sign that motherfucker up for QB1. Fuck J.J. McCarthy. Pittsburgh Steelers win against the Patriots. I'm glad. I'm glad the Patriots have been such a low team that they get kicked by Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. And I like how Philadelphia Eagles are 3-0. How are they 3-0? Rams put up a pretty close game. But this team just keeps finding ways to win like the Chiefs. I like that. New York Jets get clapped, but it was a close game, 27-29. Baker Mayfield putting that fourth quarter magic, which I love to see. And the Colts, Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones, is whipping it out there, going fucking crazy, and beats the Tennessee Titans 41-20. Beautiful to see. Guys, I was hating the Colts in the preseason. Now I'm starting to love them. Let's just keep the Colts winning. Raiders get their ass smacked by the Commanders' backup. 41-24, damn. And I love to see Denver getting smacked by the Chargers. A close game, win by a field goal with the Chargers, but I love how the Chargers are 3-0. Hey, fuck Denver Broncos. Everybody want to keep hyping these guys up like they're going to go to the Super Bowl. Nah, they're not even going to get a playoff fucking game. Sam Darnold kicks this fucking Saints ass and starts putting out some cancerous treatment. 44-13. Whew. Bears finally get a goddamn win. 31-14. Dallas Cowboys get pummeled by Ben Johnson's offense. So that's disappointing from the Cowboys side. Hopefully the Cowboys can get back on track. 49ers barely make it alive against this Arizona Cardinal team. 15-16. I love how the 49ers are keeping, the winning going. Guys, how are y'all feeling about the Sunday action? There wasn't, so there were some crazy upsets today. The Packers winning, the Carolina Panthers winning. I mean, damn. Atlanta Falcons, you better be calling your coach or something. Y'all need to do something. Y'all need to get that team, looking a little better because that's embarrassing. All right, guys, if you're on Pandora people, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. We're covering the NFL all year. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. I'll be back on Monday night to talk about the Lions and the Ravens game. I'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Bye. Lions versus the Baltimore Ravens. And, guys, the Lions fucking prevail. Let's talk sports. How y'all doing? You know, Week 3 of the NFL was definitely an interesting week. You know, we had the special team, craziness. Special teams, some walk-off field goals, some, special teams, blocking field goals. So it was definitely a special team Sunday. But, guys, Monday Night Football to finish off Week 3, this game did not disappoint at all. The Lions, the Ravens, they were playing so good in the beginning. They were tying up. They were getting touchdowns. If the Lions punt, the Ravens were punting. It was just such an even matchup, really surprisingly. And then, Aiden Hutchinson comes in and starts shaking shit up, causing Derrick Henry to fumble that damn football to basically end this game. And, not just in this game. They didn't just, wear down the time. They made clutch touchdown driving winning plays. And that was just really beautiful to see, in my opinion, guys. One of the things that I love about the Lions is that these guys don't give up. They lose a game from Green Bay, and that's like a revenge. This is like, it makes them stronger. It's like if they lose a game, they come back even harder. And you really saw it today. Defense from the Lions today was just really great. And I would say even, the Ravens were keeping it up too, especially in that beginning half. I mean, they were aggressive. They were stopping the run game. They were doing all the things they could do. So I really do enjoy that. But, guys, to see my team beat the Baltimore Ravens, which is supposedly one of the best teams, Super Bowl caliber team, y'all need to stop sleeping on the Lions. Look, I don't understand all of the hate of, the Lions are not going to be good this year. They're not going to be what they were last year. Guys, they might be better than last year. All right? Just give these coordinators, give Dan Campbell some time to get this offense really moving, get the rocket ship going, and you're going to see this shit blast off later. And we're already seeing it as they take down the Baltimore Ravens. Guys, the score was 38. My Lions, and the final score from the Baltimore Ravens was 30. So the Ravens, definitely kept pace throughout this whole entire, match, and I do enjoy that. It made the game exciting. Let's just go over the whole goddamn game. Let's not waste any goddamn time, guys. First quarter, we already get a touchdown drive, 13 plays, 67 yards. We start off with a 2-yard run from Gibbs, a 24-yard pass from Goff. This was a deep right pass to Williams, and Williams was just catching these damn balls. Then we get a 7-yard run, and then we get another Williams 19-yard catch pass. We get a 2-yard run, a 5-yard pass, a 7-yard pass, a 3-yard run from Gibbs, and then Gibbs goes up the middle for a touchdown. Beautiful to see. I really like how the offensive line too. Yes, it's a lot younger, and they've been needing some, they've been needing to take some time to really get used to the offense and all that stuff, how the system works. But you can already see these guys getting the system going, which is just really enjoyable. Then Ravens respond with a touchdown of their own. We get a 19-yard pass right off the bat from Lamar Jackson. Then we get a 7-yard run, a 12-yard pass. Then we get an 8-yard pass, 1-yard run. And then when Derrick Henry goes right up for 28 yards and easily gets a goddamn touchdown. Derrick Henry in the beginning of this game, guys, was just absolutely insane. I mean, holy shit. Second quarter, guys, we immediately get another touchdown. This was a long drive, too. 19 plays, 98 yards, 10 minutes off the clock. We start off with a 4-yard run. We start off with a Jay Goff 10-yard pass. Then we get a 13-yard pass. Then we get a 5-yard run. Then we get a 14-yard pass. Then we get a 9-yard run from Montgomery now. A 9-yard pass, an 8-yard run, 1-yard run, an 8-yard run, 2-yard run, a 7-yard pass. And then Montgomery runs up for the middle for 1 yard for a touchdown. And I like how the Ravens keep it up, though. They tie it up at 14-14. They do one on their own, and this was only 6 plays needed. We start off with a 13-yard run. Lamar Jackson scrambles to the right. 4-yard pass, a 13-yard pass, and then we get a penalty. But then Lamar Jackson throws a short left pass to to Bateman for 3 yards, and he easily gets that touchdown in. Third quarter, the Ravens finally take the lead, guys, 14-21. Ravens, 14 plays, 67 yards, 7-yard pass, a 2-yard run. You get some incomplete, get some penalties going. 4-yard pass, 6-yard pass, 4-yard pass, a 15-yard pass, 19-yard pass. Oh my God, then we get a sack. Then we start getting the sacks going for Lamar, but Lamar's able to throw a short right pass to Andrews for a 14-yard touchdown. And then Lions take the lead. Lions get in there, guys. They start off with an incomplete pass, and then we get a 7-yard run, a 7-yard pass, a 9-yard pass, and then we get a 2-yard run, a 17-yard pass, and then Jared Goff throws a deep right to St. Brown for a touchdown. Beautiful to see. And then this fourth quarter stretch gets really interesting, guys. We start out with a touchdown, 9 plays, 11-yard run, a 72-yard from Montgomery. Holy shit. That was just beautiful to watch, in my opinion. And then we get a 5-yard run from Gibbs. We get a 2-yard pass, and then Gibbs goes right up for 4 yards and easily gets that touchdown in. Then we get some field goals coming in, and then this final stretch, guys. 8 plays, 70 yards. Instead of just wasting the clock, they do something different. They say, nah, we're going to get that goddamn touchdown. 7-yard run from the Lions, a 4-yard run, a 2-yard run, a 3-yard run, a 3-yard pass, a 20-yard pass from Goff. Montgomery gets in there for 31 fucking yards and gets a touchdown. Now, Baltimore does respond with a touchdown, but we get some sacks coming in. But, Lamar is able to, get a 37-yard pass off, a 14-yard pass off. Lamar is able to get a 27-yard pass to Andrews for a touchdown. Penalty comes in from the Lions, but then the 2-point conversion fails. Guys, this game was so entertaining. I loved how close it was. This was 2 superhero-type teams going up against each other. And whoever's going to win this one is going to have some goddamn bragging rights. And to see my Lions take down the Baltimore Ravens makes my heart happy. Makes me I can go to sleep good tonight, guys. So let's rate these teams. Lions offense is going to get a 9 out of 10. Baltimore, too, is going to get a 9 out of 10. There was some mistakes from, Derrick Henry. But Derrick Henry also was going fucking insane in this game. The run game was great. The offensive line was great, and etc. Now, I think the offensive line really broke down for the Baltimore Ravens. But that Lions offensive line, they're young, they're healthy, and they really showed that they can be what the Lions' other offensive line was. They just need some more time, need some more practice, etc., etc., and you really see the work that's being put in. I love that, guys. Lions and Baltimore Ravens offense today, they're both going to be 9 out of 10s. But defense, I'm going to have to give the slight more better grade for the Lions. I think the defense is an 8 out of 10, and I think the Baltimore Ravens defense is a 7. I really like how the defense was really tackling, was really showing that aggression. Aiden Hutchin, punching the ball out for a fumble. That was just beautiful to see in my gosh darn dang opinion. I mean, guys, I love that. And Baltimore Ravens defense, yes, it was good, but I'll say this defense was good until we get to the third and fourth quarter. I feel like the defense really broke down as the running game really got going for the Lions. And you really see this defense kind of lose their breath, kind of lose their spirit as you're watching this game go by. And then it's just up to the offense. It's up to Lamar Jackson to pull us all out of here. But, if the Lions are playing this good, causing some fumbles from Derrick Henry, this is the results you're going to get, guys. And I love that the Lions were able to win. Guys, I'm going to say this. The Lions are one of the best teams in the NFL. And I am biased because it is my favorite team, the team that I'm going to support for probably till I die. I don't care. I don't care. All right? Honestly, this team could suck like the Cowboys, later in my life. And honestly, I'm still probably going to be rocking with the Lions because I just love the Lions so much. I love everything about the Lions. So to see this team take down a super juggernaut team like the Baltimore Ravens, yeah, guys, for all of you putting the fucking Lions in none of your power rankings or, not, caring what the Lions are going to do this year, you better fucking watch out. Because once we go up against, these other superhero teams, we're going to take them out. All right, we're a more complete football team, and we just proved that today against these Baltimore Ravens. Hell yeah, we did. So, guys, let me know how y'all felt about NFL Week 3. I really enjoyed this final game. It was a really great game, in my opinion. If you're on Pandora, guys, my Pandora people, make sure you follow, because we're dropping NFL content, NBA content later next month, all throughout the week, all throughout everything. We're dropping new content every day. I'm covering sports till 2025, all the way through 2026. So, my Pandora people, make sure you follow. If you're on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast at, make sure you follow, turn on notifications, guys. I will see y'all later. Have a good one. Bye.